I believe I am live. Hello, guys. Welcome to a another live stream on Sunday night. Sorry if the lighting looks a little strange. I'm currently trying to figure this out. Um, yeah, so welcome to another live stream. It is Sunday night, Sunday the 14th. Um, and let me know quickly if it sounds and looks good on your end before I jump into everything. If you are brand new to this channel and you're watching this, welcome. I do these live streams pretty much every Sunday. And yeah, there will be a replay or re-recording on YouTube later. So if you're watching it on that, I hope you enjoy. Um, and I guess also if you want, um, if for the re-recording, if you want to leave comments in the comment section of anything discussed, and I will try to answer you. So I always say that every week, but just in case, I figured I would add that in here. So, but welcome. I hope everybody out there is doing fantastic. And yeah, I'm just going to dive right into some things. If you guys might notice, if you're a regular here, the camera angle is a little different. That's because I'm currently sitting down. I have a little table in front of me with some movies, and I do this every now and then, mainly when I get like a large quantity of films that are brand new. I like to go through and open them up on a live stream and just kind of show you guys the inside and stuff like that while I'm answering questions and talking and whatnot. Because if you watch my last video, I got some Criterion, and so I have those here to open up, um, and just kind of see what's inside. So let me see here. I missed a couple comments. Let's see. Have you seen Dario Argento's movie called Opera? Different from the Phantom of the Opera, and on a scale from 1 to 10, how good was Suspiria? I'm getting on its, or I'm getting, oh goodness, I can't read. I'm getting it in the mail soon and high expectations. Sorry. Yes, so I've seen Opera a long time ago, actually. I've seen it, and um, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very good. I really love Dario Argento as a director, and I feel like his films are, at least I would say his first half of his career as a filmmaker was very, um, I don't know. There was a lot of fantastic films that he did, including Suspiria. Suspiria, I'd say probably is my favorite Argento film. It's the one I've seen the most. I think I've seen it maybe 3, 4 times, maybe. Um, and on a scale from 1 to 10, as far as Suspiria goes, I would say Suspiria. I would say rate it maybe like a 7 or an 8. It's pretty high up there. It's a very well put together film, and it's fun. It's such a fun concept and very like colorful. And I want to get the 4K of it. I know there's a 4K out there put out by Synapse Films. But I have not had a chance to purchase that yet. I still have my Anchor Bay DVD, but yeah, I really enjoyed Suspiria. Opera was also pretty good. I need to revisit it. It's been a while. Actually, if you are into getting Argento films, I will say that Severin Films just put out Opera on 4K. So there's I think it's a 5 disc collector's edition of Opera on 4K, and so I believe it's $60. So if you are a fan of Argento, that might be this is the first time ever it's been on 4K. And as far as I understand, because according to their podcast, this is like the version of Opera to own. It is the best. It's the most true to the original, showing. But yeah, it's the version to own. So um, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, it sounds good. It looks good. Sweet. Sounds and looks great. It's cool. Um, I was watching Red Shoes for the first time. It has about 20 minutes left, or I have about 20 minutes left after this stream. Yes, Red Shoes. That's another one I need to revisit. I watched the DVD and every single Criterion sale. I want to pick up the 4K, but I have not done that yet. So, as far as I remember, it was very good. So I hope you enjoy the last 20 minutes after this this live stream. But before I jump into opening up all of these criterion in front of me, I was going to go quickly over the films that I watched this week. Again, it's just been one of those crazy busy weeks. I feel like summer is just a an absolute crazy time for me. And I've not been watching a ton of films, but I have been watching a few. So starting things off, let's see. This was on the 8th of the month, so a couple days ago. I watched the film The Lower Depths. I watched the movie or the 1936 version. Within this Criterion edition of it, there are two different versions of the film. One's 1936 and the other one's 1960, I want to say. Um, but the Kira Kurosawa one I did not watch yet. But Lower Depths, it was actually a pretty solid film. I feel like it was. I mean, it was in black and white, in Italian, I want to say. Of course, this DVD is a really annoying, almost like a kind of an annoying package by Criterion because you have this cover on this cover on this side, but you on both sides it doesn't have like a breakdown of like the year, the runtime, all of those fun things that are becoming like very like staples within Criterion now. But um, and also it's kind of like with even within the booklet, half of it is upside down. I don't know if you're able. Let me see if I can find the page. Yes. So half of it's upside down, half of it, so you kind of have to flip it, which I kind of understand what they're going for with it. But um, yeah, Lower Depths, pretty good. I really enjoyed that. Um, the next movie I watched, this was on the 7th of the month. This is out of the John Cassavetes Five Films box set. Um, this is a set that I've owned for a few years that I've just never gotten around to actually watching. And so I figured this month my goal is to watch pretty much only Criterion for the whole month. And so I decided to dive into this box set with the film Shadows. This is from 1959's 82 minutes in black and white. Yeah, I don't know a ton about John Cassavetes as a director, and so this was kind of like an introduction to him as a filmmaker. Um, this is interesting. It like reminds me of like a someone's like first film, and so I it kind of like gives me that like vibe of like a like almost like student film type of movie, and so yeah, it was pretty good. Um overall I liked it. The next movie I watched, this was on the 8th of the month. This is the first time I watched this movie. This is from Terrence Malick. It says 1973. It's 94 minutes, and also in color, and that is the film Badlands. This movie I knew nothing about. I love Terrence Malick as a director. I feel like his films are very um, I don't know. They're very like interesting, but this movie definitely does not have the same like style as his other films. I believe this was his first feature that he did. So I mean, that makes sense if it doesn't have the same like style of film that he does now. But overall, I enjoyed this. It's about basically Martin Sheen, who he kind of like falls in love with a girl and wants to kind of run off with her, and just the trail of bad decisions that kind of like go along with that. That he just keeps making, and yeah, it was interesting. I mean, being only 94 minutes, it feels like a quick story. I mean, it's an hour and a half roughly. So, I mean, overall, I enjoyed this. I feel like it was definitely worth checking out. Um, let's see. See, Brian says that's a nice set. I think you were talking about the lower depths sets, if I'm not mistaken. Um, I found a newfound love for Scream 5 was still good, and I liked it. Scream 6 a bit better for me upon rewatch. It's still good. I love the kills and plots. I love the Ghostface Shrine Museum. Yes, I surprisingly I actually really enjoyed Scream 5 and 6. I feel like they were not what I was anticipating. When I first watched them, I watched these both of those films the like not too long ago actually. And I enjoyed both. I feel like they were both like fun Scream films. Like definitely were not in the same like, not as good as the originals, but, like, not as bad as I was anticipating. So, yeah, Scream 5 and 6 were actually, I enjoyed, but, you also said I also bought Scream 6 on Blu-ray. Was sealed. I got a digital code. I don't know if you wanna do a giveaway for it or something, for free, as I got, no use for it. Yeah, I mean, if you want, Scream 6 on digital. Yeah, go ahead and message me over on Instagram and maybe I'll do like a I don't know. Sometimes I do like giveaways for digital codes and stuff. So yeah, that'd probably be through my Instagram. So if you so desire, you go ahead and message me on Instagram. I'd appreciate that. But Badlands is great indeed. Um, let's see. Martin Sheen was a great Uncle Ben. Yes, yes. Badlands. Yeah, I forgot he was Uncle Ben. Badlands was it was interesting. I kind of want to revisit it at some point in the future because I feel like it was um I don't know. It was like the whole movie. It's like this guy who is just going on this terrible like this like journey and just making bad decisions and affecting people in negative ways and um I don't know. I liked it. Yeah, I guess I'll leave it at that. I liked it. But the next movie I watched actually was in a theater, and that was Inside Out 2. So me and my wife, I mentioned this in my last video too, but me and my wife went to go see Inside Out 2. It was fantastic. I enjoyed it. It was a good time. We had the theater to ourselves, which was kind of fun, but yeah, it was overall. I enjoyed Inside Out Part 2. The next movie I watched was the film, again, going with this John Cassavetes box set. I watched the movie Faces. Um, which I don't know if it's just, like, how, like, in the mood I was in, but I, like, didn't necessarily love this film. I thought it was just okay. Um, and I just feel like his I don't know if it's his style or what, like, but I just feel like the characters just didn't, like the story didn't stand out to me. I feel like it was a very, like I don't know if it was probably just the mood I was in, and I just wasn't really, like, in the mood to watch a black and white, film from the '60s. But this is from 1968, it's 130 minutes and in black and white. So, um, yeah, it's definitely not my so far, not my favorite, John Cassavetes film. But, next up on the 12th of the month, I decided to watch the film Repo Man. So Repo Man is a film that I knew nothing about going into. I've seen, I think there's a 4K of this now. This is the Blu-ray, but um, I didn't know anything about it, and I'm kind of glad that I went into it not knowing anything about it because I feel like it was a very very interesting film. It's almost I want to say I mean it was technically sci-fi. Um, and yeah, just great. But 1984, 92 minutes and in color. So, Repo Man. I watched Pumpkinhead 1 through 3. 1 was okay. I'll rewatch it sometime, but OMG 2 is a reboot. Um, Nothing to do with the original, and part 3 is a bad sequel to the first one. But yeah, 2 and 3 were awful. Cool. Yeah, that's the thing is, like, I don't know a ton of I've only seen the first Pumpkinhead film, and I thought it was just okay. I know it has a pretty good, like, cult following, but overall, I thought it was just okay. I wasn't, like, blown away by it or anything. Um, but I have Pumpkinhead 2. I don't have Pumpkinhead 3. I don't believe I do, at least. So at some point in the future, I'll watch Pumpkinhead 2. But and then the last movie that I watched was out of this John Cassavetes box set, and apparently, from what I understand, this is one of the stronger films within this box set. But that is the film A Woman Under the Influence. This is from 1974, 147 minutes in color and in English. Um, so again, I like knew nothing about this movie going into it, and this is a fantastic film. I really, really enjoyed this movie. Um, it is heartbreaking in with just like the story and that it's telling. It's very sad to like almost watch because in many ways there is like it's just like these characters and like you see like their lives and there is no like easy answer to that. There's no like um I don't know. There's no, um, like, I don't know what the right word is. I guess there is no, like, necessarily happy ending for some of these characters. They just kind of that is their life, and so I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very, very well done, um, and, I mean, overall, I'll probably revisit it, and going into it not knowing anything, I was kinda confused at first about it, but, yeah, I feel like, I mean, you eventually pick up, what they're, going for, but, that is everything that I watched this week. I know it's not a ton of stuff, but I mean, this next week I'm hoping to watch the last two films out of this John Cassavetes box set, which is The Killing of a Chinese Bookie and Opening Night. So I don't know. There's two different versions of Killing of a Chinese Bookie. There is 1976 version and 1978 version. I might have to do some research and see which one is a better version. So if anyone on here has any input on that, please let me know because yeah, there's two different versions, and I don't know if it is I don't know if it's the same movie, like kind of like Equinox, where it was the same film essentially, but um they went through and like re-edited some things and like shot some additional footage for a newer version. So I don't know if it's that case or if it's a completely different film. So let's see. Um, I haven't seen the Guardians movie. I hear all the James Gunn hype, but I've never seen a movie by him. Is only good because of the MCU, and do you think the new Superman movie will be or will do good? Yeah, so I really do enjoy the James Gunn Guardians of the Galaxy films. I feel like they're actually pretty well done. Um, and the Superman movie, actually, it is filming, or it was filming, very, very close to where I live, and so it's filmed. Part of it was filmed in Cleveland, Ohio. Um, and so I have some friends that work up in Cleveland, and so they were sending me photos and stuff of like the behind the scenes, and because they would walk by and there'd be cranes and everything set up, and yeah, it's just kind of a fun little thing. And actually, one of the buildings that they were using, they like redecorated part of the front, but I've actually been inside of that building, and so it's just kind of fun to see that as far as like behind the scenes filming. But I actually don't know if it will do good or not. I feel like I am not like I've kind of like not really paid any attention to superhero films really in a while. I feel like it's not my type of movie. Um, but yeah, I mean, overall, I feel like it will probably do good because I feel like all superhero movies at least do good for the opening weekend, and then they might trail off. But yeah. Also, are you excited to or for Shrek 5 in 2026? I don't know. I've definitely seen the first two Shrek films. I don't know if I saw the third one or the fourth. I think I own the third, maybe. I'm trying to see in my collection. Maybe do I own it? Um, it doesn't look like I own it. I think I only own Shrek 1 and 2, but I have not seen 3 or 4. So I mean, sure, I guess. I'm not like a diehard Shrek fan, I guess, but um, let's see. Hi, Kyle. What is your favorite and least favorite Pixar movie? Ooh, that's a great question. Um, hmm. I really, really liked Inside Out. I feel like those, like, I mean, I might just be because I just watched the film, um, at least Inside Out Part Two, like this last week. But I really liked them. Like Inside Out Part One and Two, I guess. Least favorite, I don't know. I'm trying to think like what's Pixar and what's not. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've seen Cars probably too many times, and so maybe that's probably my least favorite just because I've seen it so many times and it's just I don't know. It's one of those films that I feel like I'll never revisit now because I've just like growing up, it was like just on all the time with at different friends' house and stuff like that. But um Let's see. Hello, everyone. Hello. What a great camera perspective. Thank you. Yeah, if you are just joining the live stream, I dropped the camera because I'm currently sitting down. I have a little table in front of me. And I'm going to be opening up some Criterion films while I talk. So I should probably get, doing that. But um last week, I bought 30 titles for 30 bucks at a local charity, secondhand book club, and let's see, quality stuff too. Um, today I bought Rocky in 4K. Let's see, Triangle Sadness and The Goonies on Blu-ray. Um, Altogether 25. Nice. That's awesome. I um I love finding, like, solid deals on, like, really good stuff, especially at, like Goodwill or, like, a secondhand store, like a thrift shop or something like that. I feel like all of those are, like, um, I don't know, um, but let's see, my wife is texting me, like, Pixar titles. Yeah, WALL-E, Up, Onward, all 3 of those are I'd say probably might be I kinda forgot those are Pixar. WALL-E honestly might be my favorite. Um, I'd say WALL-E's probably my favorite. Let's go with that. But I completely forgot about some of those, as far as, Pixar goes, but um, do you have an all-time favorite movie? Can you only pick one? Yes, actually, I do. Empire Strikes Back is my all-time favorite film. Um, in my opinion, is a perfect movie. It is a 10 out of 10, perfect. Like there is nothing I would change about it. I absolutely love it. Over the years, from just growing up and watching it so many times, I've never once got bored of it. It is just a perfect, in my opinion, a perfect film. But um, let's see. Whoop! I just kicked the tripod. Um, do you like Batman? Mask of the Phantasm. It's such a underrated, underappreciated film. It's definitely in my second favorite Batman movie before The Dark Knight. I don't think I've seen that one. Mask of the Phantasm. Um, yeah, I don't think is that. I'm assuming. I think that sounds like a one of the animated ones. I've not. I don't think I've seen it, so I do apologize. I can't say, but it's been so long since I've seen Wally. Yes, Wally. If you are like interested in getting Wally, there is no better version than the Criterion Collection Edition of Wally. This is on 4K. Absolutely amazing that this even exists in real life. I absolutely love that Criterion has put out Wally on 4K. Definitely, for nothing else, it's just worth getting an upgrade solely because Criterion put out Wally on 4K. Even if you know, don't collect 4K, I'd say it's still kind of a cool thing to own. Um, what have you been watching this summer? A lot, actually. I I don't know. I've been watching. I'd say so. This month in particular, I'm trying to watch mostly Criterion, um, and I'm gonna start opening up some of these while I talk because this live stream would last all night. I'm starting with the working with from spy number what's that 298 and kind of working my way down. But um, yeah, so I've been watching a lot of Criterion this summer, and trying to watch more of the boutique label stuff I have. But I really should start watching more of like I don't know some of the other things that I have, like horror VHS or just like regular horror or anything like that. But um, yeah, this is a Gate of Flesh. Let's see if I can. So yeah, there's definitely like I should be watching more laser discs because I have a ton of those now, and um yeah, just all kinds of there's so many things I should be watching. But what do you do with your Criterion titles you don't like? Resell or keep? And what is your least favorite Criterion title? Yes, so I keep all Criterion. Once I buy them, regardless if I enjoy the film or not, it goes on my shelf because my goal is to own all of the Criterion titles. And so there are a few that popped up that I was just like, it was okay. Um, and I would say, like, I keep them mainly because as a like, as first off, for collection purposes of just trying to own all of them, um, but also, like, almost as, like, a reference where, if in, like, a if you think of it kind of as like a textbook, for like school or whatever, like if you're trying to learn how to do something and there's like a boring chapter in the book, I feel like it would still be worth holding on to, for even like some of the information that's, there's still something of value within that boring chapter that might be worth revisiting. Um, that might be a bad analogy, but overall, I mean, I keep Criterion mainly because of the cost of how much they do cost, but it's also like I feel like as I grow up and as I change and like think through things and like experience different parts of life, I feel like different movies can speak to you in different ways, and so um, I want to um, like, for example, like if F for Fake, if I watched this and I hated it first viewing, um, I might revisit this in 20 years and it might speak to me completely different. That's happened a few times with different films. And um, yeah, I is the inside of F for Fake. Um, that's why I keep all Criterion. I don't do that with everything though. I don't keep like all movies of like just like my generic like action, romance, comedy stuff. If it's a movie I don't really enjoy, I will probably get rid of it. But when it comes to boutique stuff, it's kind of like a almost like a curated. I mean, it is a curated collection of films, and so I feel like there is value in that. But um, yeah, if that all makes sense. I apologize that that's a confusing answer, but I'm thinking of getting into Hatchet movies. Have you seen all of them? So I've seen Hatchet 1 and 2. I've not seen Hatchet 3 or the film Victor Crowley. Um, Hatchet 1, I remember it being a little cheesy, but in like a good way. It was like some of the characters were kind of annoying. Um, but I enjoyed it. I feel like I rewatched that not too long ago for Halloween. Um, so I've seen the first one twice. I've seen the second one once. I don't remember the second one very well, so I need to um, maybe revisit that. But this Halloween, I'm planning on watching Hatchet Part 3 because I recently picked that up. Um, but here is the inside of Sword of Doom. Let's see. You're a media collector. Yes, that's also part of it too. Is just um, you know, collecting all of this stuff because some stuff like there's some kids movies that I have that it's not something I'm like gravitating towards very often to like rewatch and watch. I don't know. Like I have the movie Tangled. I am not a huge fan of the film Tangled, but I have it in my collection. Um, Mainly because it's like someday if I do have kids, like it'll be like that's films that they're going to enjoy probably at a certain age, and so um I don't know. I also just love collecting physical media, so yeah, I guess. Let's see. See, I found a new love for Halloween 5. I get it's not the best, but I love crazy Sam Loomis in 4 and 5. Yes, I like 4 and 5 of Halloween. I need to revisit them also soon. Every Halloween I try to watch like the next Halloween film, if that makes sense. I think this last Halloween I watched Halloween 6. So this next year will be Halloween H2O. And so I've seen all of the films, but each Halloween if I can just like revisit like one of them, that's kind of my pattern that I've been keeping up with. Same thing with like a Friday the 13th or a Nightmare on Elm Street or a Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like the big franchise. I've been kind of like trying to revisit each year revisit like the next one in the series. Um, did you ever read Goosebumps? No, actually, I never did. Like it was just something that never really like appealed to me, I guess, growing up. I kind of wish I did. I like in hindsight, I wish I got more into them. Um, and I um, so like I feel like it wasn't. I should say also I wasn't really into reading all that much. And let's see, this is I couldn't. figure out how to pronounce this on the live on the yep, words on the last video I did, but I think this is Young Torless. I think that's how you say this. Um, but yeah, so I never really got into to Goosebumps, but I know some people really, really, really enjoy those. Come on. Did they ever release the latest Texas Chainsaw movie on home media? And did you like the movie? I wasn't a big fan. Um, some or a big fan, some okay kills. Yes. So the newest Texas Chainsaw film, which was on it was a Netflix exclusive. Um, I was not a fan. I actually really did not enjoy it at all. Um, I can see what they were going for. I just think that overall, like, it was an first off, unnecessary sequel. Second off, I could tell they were trying so hard to just do exactly what Halloween did with a soft reboot, and bring back legacy characters and where the character who got away in the first film, apparently, like in this film, she has this big vendetta against Leatherface, and it just felt so like forced and cheesy, and it didn't make sense. And then the whole like bus scene where the guy he like walks in onto the bus, and he first off he's covered in blood, he's holding a chainsaw, wearing a human skin as a face. Um, and the first reaction people will do is pull out their phones and say, "You're going to get canceled, bro." I I like laughed out loud at that part, not because of the joke was funny, but because of how bad it was, and um, I just couldn't believe that that was within a like a film that it wants you to take it seriously. Um, and just I really just didn't I just didn't enjoy it. I thought it was just boring, and overall, I just really didn't like it. But as far as I know, it has not gotten a physical media release. If it did, I probably wouldn't buy it. I just overall wasn't a big fan. I feel like the other Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies are so much more fun, and even like the next generation, I feel like was I could have more fun with the next generation than this last um, Netflix film. So, if you are curious, I should say last Halloween I did a video ranking all the different Texas Chainsaw Massacre films, and I forget where I put the newest one within that ranking, but what's Young Torless about? I actually have no idea what this is about. Um, let's see. Um, yeah, this looks like it's about. It looks like it takes place within a boarding school um, in the early 1900s. Um, so yeah, it looks kind of interesting though. I mean, the reason why I bought it, I should say, all of these were blind buys, and so usually with Criterion, they're all blind buys. But um, basically, one of my goals this year was to own from spy numbers 1 through 300, and so these were kind of the ones that I was missing within that range. So this was spy number 279. So a lot of these I don't know anything about. I just know that they were next up in spy number order, which is kind of a positive because I talked about this in my last video where it's kind of exposing me to a lot of different types of films that I wouldn't have necessarily like watched otherwise. Like I probably wouldn't have gravitated towards The River, which is the next one that I'll show here, spy number 276. But because it's within the Criterion Collection and because it is within that range of spy numbers 1 through 300, and I'm just like watching as I go. This is something that I'll watch that I probably would not have seen before. So, and who knows, I might really enjoy this movie. It looks actually pretty interesting. So, um, but uh, is the movie Christine by John Carpenter any good? And what's a horror movie you don't understand the hype for uh, that you find overrated? Yes, Christine actually I thought was pretty solid. And I'm trying to think. It's like a Stephen King adaptation. Um, so I mean I enjoyed it. A film that, let's see, a horror film that I think has an overhype on it. I'm trying to think. Um, I don't know. I don't know if I have one off the top of my head of a movie that has like an overhype. Um, yeah, I can't think of anything right now. But let's see, I buy movies I love. Yes, and that's the thing is like too with when it comes to Criterion, I do buy films that I do love. And I mean it does help that one of my goals is to own all the Criterion. And so I'd say 9.5 times out of 10, any Criterion film I do buy, there is like an aspect of it that I really do enjoy. I don't do that for everything. There's definitely I have narrowed my collecting patterns down. In the past, I would have just bought whatever and not really thought of it, but now I definitely have narrowed it down to, um, buying all Criterion, buying some Vinegar Syndrome stuff that actually still looks that stands out to me, and some other boutique labels. But in the past, I would have wanted to buy everything Vinegar Syndrome put out or everything Arrow Video put out, and I feel like now I've like narrowed it down, but this is the film Thieves Highway. So, let's see. Recently, I enjoyed Mad Max 2: The Road Warrior, 1981. Do you like those kind of movies? Yeah, I really do enjoy the Mad Max franchise. It's Let me think. It's been a while since I've seen Mad Max 2 and 3. Um, I've watched both of those one time each. And from what I remember, I like remember enjoying them. I never got around to watching Furiosa in the theaters, which is kind of a bummer. But I'll probably pick that up when it comes out. But I heard mixed reviews on it. But I really, really liked Mad Max Fury Road. I thought that was a fantastic film. I've seen that one several times. Um, but yeah, I like the post-apocalyptic. Not my favorite genre, but definitely a genre that I enjoy. But have you ever seen Black Check or Blank Check or any John Candy films? Um, I don't think I've seen Blank Check. I know what movie you're talking about. And John Candy films, I'm trying to think. I don't know. I don't think I have any off the top of my head. Um, but did you get to watch Napoleon yet? No, I have not, and it's been driving me crazy. It's sitting, I think you can kind of see it. It's right there, the little red thing back there. It's sitting up there on the shelf, and it's driving me crazy because I really want to check it out. It's just, um, I like, um, I haven't it's such a time commitment that I just like haven't had a chance uh watch it yet. But um let's see. Also, how did your collection become so big, and were you expecting it to get to be as big as it has? So actually, I have a video on my channel, kind of going over my like collection journey, from starting off with like one little section of movies in my bedroom to now owning this giant collection behind me. Um, and I would say it just I mean, really the when it started picking up like a lot was when I worked at a video store and I got a really good discount on films. But also just buying up lots of movies off Facebook Marketplace or, thrift shops or garage sales or anything like that. And then when it came to like boutique labels such as like Criterion, I would wait for like sales, I'd save up money and then just like buy a bunch all at once. Um, and then, yeah, that's just kind of how it slowly, I would say that's a roughly in a nutshell how it became like this. And I don't know if I expected it to ever get this big. But as like, if you are really into movies, like as a lot of you guys probably are, and as you probably know, is like once you start getting into movies and start um, diving further and further into them, you kind of realize actually how many movies there are and how many different labels there are, and like there's a lot more films out there than you would really think. So I'd say overall, it just kind of it kind of just like happened to get this big. But I'm not really mad about it. I feel like it's something I love and something that I love sharing with people. And so, um, yeah, yeah, there we go. I don't think I'll ever like downsize dramatically. I've downsized actually a decent amount over the years, but usually downsizing just leads to like if I sell just say a box of movies, I buy one quality item. So it's really just trading things out for more quality over quantity. Um, let's see, I hate these little sticker things. I'm probably going to actually open this one up later, but this has one of those stickers in there. So um, yeah, I'll get to this one later because I don't want to like sometimes if you peel these off, it leaves sticker residue. But um, Demon Wind, have you seen it? It's from the early '90s, I think, and has an Italian influence. I have not seen it. It sounds interesting though. I'll have to check that out. Why didn't you like F for Fake? So no, actually, I have not seen F for Fake. I was using this as an example of if just say if I didn't like it. But yeah, I've not actually watched this yet. So um, I the thing is, I'll there's a high chance I will like it. Because it's Orson Welles, but that was just an example that I was using earlier in the live stream. So I apologize for the confusion. Um, let's see, where was I? Everybody has seen John Candy in Uncle Buck. It's such a classic. So I actually have not seen Uncle Buck, which is like there are some like staple films like that that I've owned in my collection that I've just never gotten around to watching. Um, and yeah, like trying to think of other big ones like that that I've just have not watched and like everyone has seen. Um, like My Cousin Vinny is another one that like I feel like everyone's seen except I've not had it. I just have not gotten a chance to watching it yet. Um, but yeah, so someday I'll check it out. But um, who's yeah, who's Harry Crumb is one of my favorite John Candy films. Again, another one. I maybe John Candy is kind of a I should say he's kind of a blind spot when it comes to like watching patterns. I've not watched a lot of John Candy films. He is in trying to think what other films he's in. He's in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, correct? I think. Um, I'm pretty sure that's John Candy. If I'm like, let's see, this is Youth of the Beasts or Beast. Um, see, I've never seen The Godfather. Ooh, yes, you need to check out The Godfather. That is a I know you probably get that a lot too, but the Godfather films are absolutely fantastic. I need to revisit them soon. It's one of those movies that I would like to be watching more, at least maybe like once a year. Just dedicate like a weekend to watching all three, at least the first two Godfather films. But this is a film that actually I got for Christmas, and I've not opened it up yet, so I need to do so now. But this is the last film I should say too that I'm opening up during this live stream. Sweet. Battle of Algiers. Um, yeah. So that is everything that I opened. Um, see, I found a VHS box sets of The Godfather for $3, and or you let's see, you didn't have room for it on my DVD shelf, or I didn't have yeah, I didn't have room for it on my DVD shelf. Um, yes, I feel like The Godfather has come out with so many different box sets. There was a 4K box set that came out not too long ago, and I think it's out of print now, as far as I know. But I kind of wish I picked it up. And yeah, there's a few sets out there that I really wish I had in my collection. But just came, let's see, just came a trailer for this cult horror parody called Killer Condo 1996. Ever heard of it? Yes, actually I have. Vinegar Syndrome put it out not too long ago. Um, yeah, it's a Trauma film, if I'm not mistaken. I don't own it, I've not seen it, but yeah, Trauma Media, Trauma Video, I believe is the like how you say it. They put it out, and Vinegar Syndrome put it out on 4K, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Um, but yeah, I feel like Trauma, they put out some very strange films, but I like Trauma because of that. I think they just put out some very like interesting, weird stuff, but um I was actually at a horror convention not too long ago, and Lloyd Kaufman, who is the president of Troma, he is the guy who basically started it and is in charge of the company. He was at this horror convention, which was kind of fun because I feel like seeing somebody you know that big, I guess, within the horror community in person is kind of cool. But I should have got a photo with him. But again, not really like one of my like heroes of movies, so it didn't matter too much to me. But let's see. Um, I Know What You Did Last Summer is a sequel to the original. Are you excited for it? See, I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's a sequel to the original. I'm assuming it's one that's still coming out. I don't know. I haven't heard anything. I feel like I heard maybe that there was like something coming out. Because I've seen I Know What You Did Last Summer a long time ago. Um, and I've seen the two sequels to that, but they're making a sequel. Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, I thought this like I thought it was a fine franchise. I like wasn't blown away by it by any means, but yeah, I feel like everything's getting reboots and sequels. But who knows? Because I had low expectations for Scream 5 and 6. So if it's as good as those, like who knows? It might be good. But uh, what's the scariest movie you've ever seen? Ooh, actually a lot of people ask that. Um, I don't know because I feel like I don't really get scared by like movies. Um, and I don't know. I would say like I get scared with like films, but like not in the way that like for like jump scares or not scared of a movie because the movie is necessarily scary. It's more of the content within the film that's scary, and it's because it's like you kind of put yourself in the shoes of the characters, thinking if you were in that situation, that would be a scary situation to be in. So kind of movies like Funny Games, where it's um you just feel like it's not necessarily the movie itself is scary, but it's more the idea of the film happening to you in real life is scary, if that makes sense. Or like the movie like The Strangers, where it's like a home invasion. Like that's kind of like it's a scary thought. And so, um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have a good answer for what's the scariest movie I've seen. Um, but um, Did you buy anything from the Severin sale? They had great deals. Yes. So Severin actually, I think, believe the sale's still going on. I believe it's going on for a few more hours tonight, and then it's over, as far as I know. Maybe it's going on tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it was happening this weekend. And unfortunately, so I picked up a couple, like two things, um, and I'll reveal those in a later video, but. Um, yeah, there was some solid deals going on within the Severance sale. Some movies for only $7.50, which was a fantastic deals for Severin Blu-rays. But just this time around, between buying Criterion and other life things happening, I like just didn't have the funds to go crazy with Severin. So which is okay. Some of the stuff I'll buy later on in life, maybe during November, like because they do a summer sale and a Black Friday sale, if I'm not mistaken. And so, um, I wish I could have like. There's a lot. I mean, there's a box sets and stuff. I mean, some of the box sets were 55% off. Some of the titles were 75% off, which is wild. Um, and I love Severin as a label. But yeah, I don't know. I'll have to just wait it out. And sometime in the future I'll have to pick up some more Severin, but um let's see. See, maybe when you were young. I'm guessing you're talking about movies that scared me as when I was young. Um, trying to think of like childhood trauma films. The Brave Little Toaster honestly had some like traumatic impact on me apparently, because I still think about that movie today, where it's essentially one of the characters just straight up dies um, for a second, and then one of the characters is like sacrificing themselves. It's kind of like a really like harsh movie to watch as a child. Um, that one scared me a little bit as a kid. Especially, like, the scene when they're, like, trying to cross over, like, this, like I wanna say it was, like, a river or something, but, one of them gets electrocuted, and it's a lot for a child. Um, but let's see. I got so scared of The Conjuring when I was 11, when I saw it, and honestly, Insidious even at 21, 22 scared me. I get worried to watch it, alone. Yeah, I feel like The Conjuring, like, has some fantastic jump scares. I remember kind of, like, being at one point, I said this Conjuring 2 was the scariest movie I've ever seen, mainly because of, like, I watched it in theaters, but I, I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if I'd say that now if it was the scariest film because I've seen it since, and it's not. Definitely watching a horror film in theaters is it heightens your emotion, like, a ton. So yeah, I would say for now, I don't really know if I have a solid answer. See, my first jump scare movie was when Jason pops out of the water in the first Friday film. Yes, I feel like that's a solid jump scare. But Pet Cemetery and the original Child's Play movies are that haunted my dreams as a child. Yeah, I feel like those both would would mess you up as a kid. Um, let's see, the first Paranormal Activity scared me as a grown adult. Yeah, I could see that too. I remember getting nightmares from Gremlins. I was too young for too young for the one when it first came on TV. Yeah, I feel like Gremlins is one of those weird, like some people consider it a family movie, but others consider it to be a horror movie. Um, I have it in my horror section because I don't really know where else I would put it. I feel like it's like a monster movie kind of. Um, but let's see. Watch Longlegs today. Interesting film, but overhyped. Nick Cage was awesome though. Yes, I want to see Longlegs. It's on my list to go to the theater to check it out. There's two films right now. I think it's Longlegs and Maxine. I want to see in theaters, but I just need to go and basically do a double feature. Gee, I keep kicking this tripod. I need to go do a double feature. And just do both films. But let's see. When you worked at the DVD store, did you guys have to, uh, let's see, have to hide kids time or what buy horror movies? Wait, oh, ID kids. Okay, gotcha. Did you have to ID kids trying to buy horror movies? Actually, no, we did not do any kind of carding for like buying films. I feel like, it's some places do carding. Like GameStop was really bad about selling M-rated games to minors, and so like I should say they were very bad about carding, and so they were very like good at carding. I don't know if it'd be bad or good, but they carded everybody for everything, and so um, I don't know. And I know like Walmart is also they're still like this, where if you're trying to buy an R-rated movie and through like self checkout, they have to have an employee come and like punch in their code or whatever. Um, and I don't like, yeah, as the video store I worked at, we didn't bother doing any of that stuff. We just sold movies. So, um, because like also I feel like it's like a hard like line to draw because it's like with music, it's just sometimes like a movie could be rated R solely for language, but then like you can like buy the CD if you wanted, which has the exact same amount of language that the movie would have. So it's like I don't know. It's like a hard line. But I am interested in long legs as well. I know very little about it, but definitely intrigues me. Yeah, I'm kind of in the same. Like, I don't know anything about it. I didn't really watch any trailers or any, like, I don't know, what the story is even about. I know maybe it's like a crime something. I think there's like some kind of crime involved, but that's pretty much all I know. And so I kind of want it to be that way. I want to like go in blind, but I'm trying not to get like too hyped. But I keep seeing on like advertisements for it and stuff of like different like companies promoting it and stuff. So I don't know. Did you like the movies Happy Death Day, Happy Death Day 2? You gotta watch them again. So actually, I've not seen Happy Death Day 1 and 2. I own Happy Death Day 1, maybe. Oh, apparently I own both of them. But I have not watched either of them. So I need to sit down and actually just like watch them. I know it's essentially Groundhog's Day, but like there's a killer. So it's kind of a fun concept. I just need to sit down and check them out. But what is your most hyped movie for the rest of the year? You excited to see slash how are the cats? um, I don't know what the most hyped movie of the year is. Um, so like I have a bad habit of like not really paying attention to things when they come out to theaters. Mainly because I'm like I have so much stuff to watch here at home that I'm not really paying attention to things that are coming out because I'm like so focused on this stuff. So I don't know if I have anything that I'm like super super excited about. I am excited to see Alien. I believe that comes out this year. I'm not. I could be mistaken in that, but the new Alien film, I'm really excited about that. Um, and what was the other part to that question? How are the cats? They're actually fantastic. They're both. I think last time when I was upstairs, they were both sleeping on our ottoman in our living room, so they're just perfect. Yeah, the what was it? Like the one cat, Biscuit, he always like curls up next to me when I sleep, which is so fun. And Hazel, she just, I mean, I don't know. She has like this little attitude to her, but I need to put them more in more of these videos. But um, let's see. What do you think? Let's see. I'm gonna just move my little table here and move the camera a little closer. So excuse the redesigning of this room for a second. Okay, there we go. That's better. Um, what did you think of Skin? I don't know if I've seen that skin. Yeah, I have not seen that. I think I know what you're saying. I believe that was put out by Shudder, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken in that. But yeah, I've not seen that yet. So I'm excited for Romulus and Terrifier 3. Yes, actually, Terrifier 3, I'm also excited about. Um, yeah, I was a big fan of Terrifier 2. I thought it was a very, very good movie. I was able to find the VHS tape at Walmart, but Terrifier 1 I remember really liking. But yeah, Terrifier 3 looks fantastic, especially having like a Christmas twist to it. But um, then I'm looking forward to Robert Eggers Nosferatu. Yeah, I'm curious about that because uh, that is like a retelling or remake of the original film, and I love the 20s version. I've not seen. I believe there's a yeah. This one was put out by Warner Herzog. I've not seen this version of it yet, but yeah, I do like the story. I feel like it's a solid. I mean, it's essentially Dracula, so um, but um, What's your favorite Jim Carrey movie? Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I know it's not like it's not like his typical comedy films. It's definitely it's a serious film. But um, the what's it called? Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is my like fourth favorite film of all time. So by default, that has to be my favorite Jim Carrey movie. Um, and I feel like it's very interesting to see him acting in a film that's like not a comedy, because he does a lot of comedies, obviously. But yeah, I really like Eternal Sunshine. Canada's own. Yep, I there's a few other Jim Carrey films, like Man on the Moon. I want to check out. I've owned that for years, but um, let's see. I just found out The Mask by Jim Carrey is a comic book movie. He's a Marvel character. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like I heard something like that too, where it was like it's based off of a comic book. So I really, so the actually, I do want to get a copy of this, even though I know it's really bad, which is Son of the Mask, because I want to watch it and actually see how bad it is. But yeah, I remember liking The Mask, which I have a sealed copy on Laserdisc, which is kind of a fun thing I own. But um, Freddy and Chucky will always be the best slasher for me, just for the fact that they actually talk and have dialogue. Yes, I feel like it's very common for slasher characters to have like no dialogue, like Michael or Jason, um, or even like Leatherface. But yeah, Freddy is actually a pretty fun character, and I really wish we would get a nice 4K set of all of the films because that's well overdue. Scream Factory, if you could do that, that would be fantastic. But um, let's see, Man on the Moon is worth a watch. Yes, I need to get on that. I own it on DVD, I believe, but I've just never gotten around to checking it out. But see, I'm a big Ethan Hawke fan. Have you seen Predestination or Black Phone? Let me think. I don't think I've seen either. I've definitely not seen Black Phone. I don't know about the other one. But I like Ethan Hawke. I feel like his acting style is also really interesting. I really loved the Before trilogy. I feel like that trilogy, which is back there somewhere, that the Before trilogy is absolutely fantastic. If you've not seen Ethan Hawke's performance in those films, um, but I'm worried slash excited for Scream 7. I love the sister storyline, but them not coming back to it shocking. But I also hope they do Sydney right and make a classic Scream movie and have high expectations. Yes, I don't know anything about Scream 7. I've not really read anything up on that. Um, but I hope it's good. Um, Kyle, you gotta watch Black Phone. OMG, it's so good. And disturbing. I can't recommend it enough. Yes, I need to get around to getting a copy of it. I keep waiting for it to like to come across it somewhere cheap, but maybe next time I'm at a, video store like the Exchange, I'll pick it up. But um, let's see, I have great movies. Cool. Um, but yeah, so it is. Trying to think. Been about an hour. But what is your favorite movie, book, and food? Ooh, so favorite movie, Empire Strikes Back. Favorite book? Hmm. I don't know if I have a favorite book. I um I don't read a ton. Um, I feel like it's just not really something that like I enjoy all that much. I'm trying to think if I have a favorite book. I don't know if I have one. Favorite food, I'd probably have to say tacos. That's probably my favorite food. Um, but yeah. Um, let's see. I met actress Charlene Hedgens from Hellraiser at London Film and Comic Con recently. She was incredibly lovely and very affectionate. I'm now looking to get the four uh, quartet Hellraiser box. Yes, so I'll show this quickly. I like missed out on getting the Hellraiser box set, mainly because a few months prior to getting the 4K Hellraiser one, I bought the this one, which is Hellraiser 1 through 3. Um, and the Hellraiser 1 through, I think it's 1 through 4. Um, you can, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's out of print. I could be mistaken in that, but I feel like it's still like, um, I don't know. Someday I'll get Hellraiser, like the whole set or whatever, Hellraiser 1 through 4 on 4K. Um, but I loved this set. I feel like this is just such a solid box set um, with just all the films and the book and everything in there. So that's why I mainly didn't jump on the Hellraiser 1 through 4 box set because it's like I already had the first 3 movies on Blu-ray, and I they probably look fantastic on 4K, but um, I don't know. Maybe someday I'll get the other box set. But you should read Kurt and Eat Tacos. Huh. Okay. I'll have to. I don't know what that book is, but I'll have to look it up after this. Um, I like Batman '89. Is very overrated with no clear storyline. I think Batman '89 is very overrated with no clear storyline. Batman '89. I don't know which Batman that is. I'm not too familiar. That's like one area too is like superhero films. I'm just like not super familiar with them. I've not seen a ton. I've seen a decent amount, but not like a ton. Um, so I'll have to look up which one that is as well. Um, see, Batman is a high concept film. See, I think, or if you could have 5 dinner guests from the film industry, alive or not, who would they be? Um, David Lynch, Stanley Kubrick, um, hmm, probably Charlie Kaufman, as a writer, um, and let's see, 2 more. Wow, that's a good question. I don't know. I don't know about the last two. I would have to think about those, but um, let's see. Are you being coy? I don't think I am. Do you have or do you have a silent voice? Like I'm assuming if you're saying like, do I talk loud? No, I don't think I do. I don't know. I feel like it's pretty regular. See, the first one with Michael Keaton, the Batman movie. I'm assuming. Um, Oh, no, no, it's a anime movie. Okay, gotcha, gotcha. A Silent Voice, the movie. Gotcha. I was confused there for a second. Clearly, no, I do not own that. Yeah, anime is another section within the film world that I am not super familiar with. So I do apologize for that I don't know. Dark Knight was the best Batman movie. I would probably agree. Batman, or that's Batman '89. Okay, gotcha, gotcha. With Michael Keaton, the Batman '89 movie. Gotcha, gotcha. That makes sense. Um, Yeah, as far as I remember, I thought it was fine. I'm not a huge Tim Burton fan to begin with, so, like, it's not like a go-to type of Batman movie, but, like, definitely my favorite Batman films are the Dark Knight films, mainly because of Christopher Nolan. I like his style. Um, yeah, so, let's see, Batman has the best movies and games without a doubt. Yeah, I've never played any of the Batman games. I'm also like I don't really play a lot of video games. I should, but I don't have. I have a ton of video games. I should actually, play those at some point in life. But um, let's see. Have you seen Sweeney Todd with Johnny Depp and Tim Burton? I have not. I don't think I'm trying to look quickly. I don't think I own it actually. I should. I've seen like different screenshots of it and stuff. I probably should check it out at some point. Um, But yeah, overall, I'd say like I'm not a Tim Burton fan. I feel like his style is okay. It's kind of like A Nightmare Before Christmas. Like I'm not a huge fan of A Nightmare Before Christmas. I thought it was okay. Some people love it and that's fantastic. But like for me, it's just not my type of movie. Um, yeah. So I'm probably gonna end this here soonish. Unless there's any other comments, questions, concerns, things to talk about. Mainly because I am tired and hungry. I have not eaten a dinner yet. So, um, uh, see, has Beetlejuice 2 come out yet? As far as I know, it has not. That's another one I'm not really excited for. I know people. I guess if you consider that not this is a somebody mentioned this earlier of like asking any overhyped films or horror films. If you consider Beetlejuice a horror film, I know some people do, some people don't. It's kind of one of those weird ones. That's probably one for me. Like I think it's a little overhyped. I thought it was okay. It's not one that I would revisit anytime soon. I've seen it one time and I thought it was okay. I don't know. I feel like it's it's kind of strange that I don't. I feel like it's strange that we're getting a sequel out of nowhere for it. But um, let's see. What is your favorite movie genre? Horror, definitely horror. I love. I mean, behind me, this wall is well, it used to be all horror, but now these first two shelves here, like this one and this one, are all like boutique stuff. Um, so that's pretty much all horror, and then this whole wall next to me is all horror. And so yeah, I'd definitely say horror is my go-to. But I've never been into but action movies, but was Top Gun Maverick a good sequel? Um, yes. So I'm assuming yes. You're asking, yeah. Top Gun Maverick. I really actually enjoy Top Gun Maverick. I've seen the first Top Gun movie like one time, a very long time ago. But Top Gun Maverick, I've also seen one time, and I enjoy both of them. I feel like they were. Um, I don't know. I loved. I mean, I feel like Tom Cruise is also just he can really sell a movie, um, and like just generic action film. I feel like it's not like my go-to, but like Top Gun films, I feel like those were pretty solid. Um, yeah. Do you prefer horror over Criterion? Ooh, that is a hard question. In some ways, yes, but in many ways, no. Um, I feel like horror is it can be like, turn your brain off, just enjoy horror. But then in other ways, I feel like if I want to really engage with a film and really like dissect it and like study it and you know learn from it, I feel like I go to like Criterion to do so. You can definitely do that with horror as well, but for me personally, I just like gravitate towards Criterion because I feel like you can like learn a lot from a Criterion film. But okay, so it's been 75 minutes since I started this live stream. Yeah, excuse me. And I think we're gonna end it there. So, unless anybody else had any comments, questions, concerns, things to talk about, I will wrap this up. But if you are watching this on the replay on YouTube, thank you for sticking around till now um, to like get to this part, and feel free to leave any comments, questions, things talked about, answer any questions that were discussed in the comments down below, and I will get back to you. I do appreciate it. um, let's see, a few more comments. Sorry. Have you seen the Book of Blood horror anthology? Kind of different, good to watch. Book of Blood, Book of Blood, Book of Blood, why does that sound so familiar? um I think I have, is a thing. The Clive Barker film, I'm assuming you're talking about. Um, I've seen the Clive Barker Book of Blood, but I don't know if there's another one or not. So I do apologize if that's. But let's see. Good night, Ralph. Hope you have a good evening. Let's see. Any Criterion movies that don't deserve to be in the collection? Um, that's a hard question. Um, oh man, I don't know. I don't know if there's any because not off the top of my head that I can think of right off the bat. Um, I feel like Criterion does a pretty good job of like films that Armageddon. That's a good example. Yeah, Armageddon. Overall, I would say Criterion does a pretty good job of keeping like curating the collection. But um, let's see. Have you seen the movie Split? Very weird, scary, psychological movie. I've not actually seen Split. That is, it's another one that I've owned for years. I've just never gotten around to checking out. But um, let's see. What's the word of the day? Not sure what you mean by that. I think that is not sure on Hulu. Um, also not sure, but um, anyways, guys, I will end this here. Thank you guys so much for interacting, commenting, and all the things. Um, I love doing this. I love chatting with you guys and talking movies because that's truly my favorite part of this whole channel is interacting with all of you guys. So, um, yeah, I hope everybody out there has a fantastic week. I hope you guys all watch some fantastic films. If you are curious and, I think it's still going on. It's quite not too late to buy some films from Severin Films. There are sales going on with up to 75% off. Not sponsored by them, but I wish I was. Up to 75% off on some titles. So go check them out if you want to support a smaller label. Also, if you want to support other labels, go to Barnes and Noble, buy some Criterion. And yeah, so good night or good evening, Kyle. Sleep well. Thank you. I hope everybody else that's watching this has a great night. But thanks for a great live stream as always. Thank you. I appreciate that. I like that you guys also enjoy these two. It's my favorite part of this whole channel. So, but thank you guys again, and I will see you guys all next week. Take care, guys.